Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey, presented today by True Classic Tees. It's a new year. Make sure it's a new you with clothes that fit you properly, look great, and help you feel great as well with True Classic Tees. 25% off your order at trueclassictees.com/chat. Tell you more about them and the shirt I'm rocking later on in today's show. We begin with some Jerry Jones comments. This is not Dr. Jerry. This is GM Jerry and owner Jerry talking this week. He said, not verbatim, but it's the gist of it, that Mike McCarthy's job is not on the line against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will make note that Mike McCarthy's in a weird spot. He is both worthy of being an NFL Coach of the Year conversation, and yet absolutely should have his job, maybe in doubt, if they go one and done in the playoffs again, because that would be a massive failure favored on the road against Tampa. Jerry Jones asked on his 105 Through the Fan interview this morning, is Mike's job in danger if they lose? He goes, no, I don't even want to. No, that's it. I don't need to go into all the pluses or minuses. I've got a lot more to evaluate Mike McCarthy on than this playoff game. He also had this to say. I can't tell you how much confidence I've got in Mike and our coaching staff of being on top of where we are with this team right now. We've got every nuance. They understand every frailty we might have or we might have shown Sunday. They've got everything in their grasp and in their understanding. And I have complete confidence in this coaching staff. It's outstanding. We got a great chance to go down there and have success. In the end, I view this as it's the old vote of confidence, right? I wouldn't expect anything else to be said by Jerry Jones than I've got support, I've got confidence. Frankly, it'd be kind of weird if he did. You don't ever really hear ownership make that comment. I mean, we can turn back the clock to Jason Garrett, who we all knew was gone, and it took ownership days and almost a week to actually make a decision there. So we'll spend some more time on this, but be honest with me. You can factor in the outcomes of the game. What is the percent chance the Cowboys fire Mike McCarthy? Sound off for me in the comments section. I think it's low if they beat the Bucs. Let's just make it clear. The best case outcome is you just take care of business, you blow out Tampa, and we all feel confident in January for the first time in a long time for this Cowboys team. Take care of business. You should beat Tampa. And that's why I think it should be high if they lose. If they come out flat again, if they come out disjointed, unpredicted against the Niners last year, against the Commanders this past week, I do think you need to consider making a move. Because you kind of entered it with a run-it-back situation where you didn't try in the offseason. You didn't try in free agency. Your big sexy splash was James Washington on offense, and he got cut mid-season. Like, you didn't do anything to make your passing game better. Your plan was we're going to make the ground game work and have a better defense, and those have kind of struggled the past couple weeks, so you're right back where you've been of having everyone have to step up for you and carry you. It should be high if they lose. And I'm not saying that it's like McCarthy sucks, he's garbage coach. He's not. He's done a great job this year in Dallas. Back-to-back 12-win seasons for the first time in a very long time. He's the first coach this century to have the Cowboys in back-to-back playoff spots. He's done a great job. But I don't want to sit through another, we'll just try it again. Not making any major changes, whether it's at least roster or coaching staff or even changes, period, is the definition of insanity. You can't expect to just run it back and expect new things to change. So be honest with me again here. If the Cowboys lose, do you want Mike McCarthy back as the head coach? Y for yes and for no. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. Let me know. Mr. Jerry was also talking about some roster stuff for the Cowboys, asked about Xavier Rhodes, and he said the Cowboys could have Xavier Rhodes active this week. Now, I don't think this is maybe as cut and dry as it might have been presented on Twitter. We'll get to the exact quote here in a little bit. But Rhodes has not really practiced at all this year with the Cowboys. I mean, he signed on basically right before Week 18, and the Cowboys don't do much end of practice, so they're going to get their first real look at Rhodes on Wednesday. We'll see if they're in pads or not there because you know how Mike likes to do things there. Look, the Cowboys are in dire straits at corner. More on that in a second. Here's what Jerry Jones said. It wouldn't surprise me, absent of something happening this week, I think it's like an injury for Rhodes, what Jerry's implying there, if he were in our active group. But we'll see how this week goes on that. I can't be definitive. So that's much more of an we'll see on Xavier Rhodes, who we'll spend some more time on here in a little bit. Today's Cowboys Report made possible by True Classic Tees. They'll make you feel your best by accentuating the places the eye goes to first. Wink, wink. Well, you can't see me. Have you ever thought about upgrading your shirts? It's probably time, right? Almost all men's t-shirts are designed to look good for certain body types, but True Classic Tees designed them to make fellows of all sizes feel confident in their clothing. These tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. It's a desirable look that can be achieved by every single body type. They also offer menswear, not just the polo that I'm wearing today, but active wear. Makes the physical features more flattering, and their fabrics are engineered for high-intensity workouts. I would pair their active shirt with the fleece or quick-dry shorts. Super comfortable, by the way. And or even the comfy joggers, especially if it's a bit colder, as it is in most places, not so much here in Dallas. They have a pack builder on their website. You can customize the bundle you want and save even more. And when you go to trueclassictees.com/chat and use promo code chat, I'll give you 25% off with that code and that URL. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. New year, new me, new tees, and new you as well. Thanks to True Classic. Whether it's Dad Bod, Rip Bod, Average Joe, they got you guys covered. Check them out today. Links in the comments section and the description. So is the promo code. It's trueclassictees.com/chat. Promo code chat. Let's move back to the cornerback situation here for the Dallas Cowboys. You've got two good players. Trayvon Diggs, teams aren't even looking at him right now to throw. Deron Bland in there at nickel. It is just massive uncertainty across the board at cornerback too. Deshaun Wright has a nice interception. A lot of big plays allowed. Kelvin Joseph got benched because he's just been horrible, been boss man benched. Trayvon Mullen got a lot of playing time and also got beat a few times. Xavier Rhodes has barely played this year, and his career is on the wrong trajectory here. So 2020, all per Pro Football Reference here, by the way, which sometimes it differs, PFF, PFR, because it's just who's to blame, difference of opinions. 7 targets, 5 catches, 49 yards. He barely played at all this year. It was 2 games. He was kind of a fill-in starter. The Bills cut him because they didn't think he was very good. 2021 for Indy, high completion percentage, high yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 7 pass breakups, 61 targets for 37 catches. And then 2020 was actually good for Indy. Under 52%, 563 yards, so, 53 yards more on 20 more targets. That's really good ratio. Did allow 5 scores, 2 interceptions, 12 pass breakups. Fun fact, he was a Pro Bowler in 2019. Those are his numbers. Those are, honestly, I think you can play Kelvin Joseph the entire season, and he'd probably allow more touchdowns, but I think his numbers would be better. Like, that's how bad Xavier Rhodes was in 2019, but people have heard of him, so he got Pro Bowl award, which it was the most outlandish Pro Bowl I've seen in a long time. Again, it's not a real metric for describing anything of value. It's not good there. So what should the Cowboys do? I'm kind of at the we'll just throw it at the wall and see what happens stage here. Should the Cowboys play Xavier Rhodes? P for play, B for bench. Let me know in the comment section. Now, your concern that you're running into here as well is that Xavier Rhodes is not a special teamer. You've got to play the numbers game. Kelvin Joseph, Deshaun Wright, C.J. Goodwin can all play special teams, but it's very rare to have a backup corner active and not be a special teams teamer. You can probably get by with Godwin and Wright and Joseph if you needed to, but he's got 2 special team snaps in 5 seasons, the last 5 seasons. He isn't involved on special teams. So that is a factor for this conversation. Now, he's a veteran, and that's valuable, but we really are in just desperate straits here. Right? I made this photo earlier today. I put it on the community side of it here. The Cowboys are just throwing things at a wall and seeing what happens. Kelvin Joseph, absolute disaster, has not gone well. That's why it's on the ground. Next up is Xavier Rhodes. I have low expectations. He hasn't been good the past, I guess we can call it 2 years. This year doesn't really count. Of the past 4 years, there's only 1 good year. I think that's an outlier season, whatever you want to say about it. But you just got to keep trying shit. You are desperate because there's nobody reliable right now at cornerback 2. Dallas is in desperate straits. Rhodes is smart. He knows football. He's a veteran. He's experienced. Maybe that's enough. I don't know if it is, but if you want to try it, My expectations are low. I want to make that very clear. But, hey, if you just don't allow a bunch of big plays, that's progress for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we will have you guys covered on what the Cowboys are planning. Injury news coming up, too, by the way. Make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. Free videos every single day. We'll be live plenty early for the Monday Night Football playoff matchup. Hit that sub button right now. Dakota Shepley has been cut. Yeah, there's some roster news for you, Cowboys fans. This one isn't actually that surprising. It might be a little bit weird because they signed him days, I think it was on Saturday, Friday, whichever day it was. They signed him to the active roster in time for Week 18 because they didn't have the bodies. They did not activate Matt Farniok from the active roster, so they didn't have, or to the active roster, they had 6 healthy linemen. They added Shepley and then called up Alex Taylor from the practice squad for just a game day fill-in there. The goal in theory is, hey, Matt Farniok can be healthy this week. He's back on the active roster. Could promote a Taylor or a Brock Hoffman from the practice squad to get to that 8-man number the Cowboys want to have on the offline. Actually, it's 2 extra players on the game day roster, so you're going to find a way to do it there. We'll see about Farniok. Big week of practice for him. Hopefully, he can return. The fact they cut Shepley already makes me think they will. It does, by the way, open up a roster spot, in theory filled by Matt Farniok, which would also require one more to make room for Jonathan Hankins. The Cowboys are saying, and we'll know for certain on Wednesday, that Vander Esch, Biadasz, Hankins, and Deron Bland are going to practice this week, which would be massive for Dallas. That's 4 starters that you would be, hey, get him back? The answer is, it seems, yes. LVE, I have full confidence in. He was limited last week. He's fine. Hankins could not practice. He has to wait 4 weeks. He's eligible this week to return from IR. In theory, we get that news on Wednesday. Otherwise, it'd be really concerning and weird. Deron Bland sounds good. Biadasz is the one I'm most worried about. A, just being able to play, and B, being able to play well. I think that high ankle sprain, it could be a potential problem. Cowboys seem confident. I know he's worked hard in his rehab. I will not pencil it in stone, though, or I guess in ink makes more sense. Write it in stone as I mix up my analogies or whatever they are, idioms. We'll see what happens later in the week there on Biadasz, so make sure you guys are subscribed. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. Free videos every single day right here on the Cowboys Report.